Hey everyone, it's Shayna and I'm here with a flip through of my DIY Disney micro disc planner. All of this I basically put together myself. I didn't make the designs, I just used digitals and created this. I did a setup with me video, but if you happen to not see that, I can go through all of this stuff in here as well really quick. If you didn't watch that video and you haven't seen my Instagram possibly, let me explain, I guess. This planner I created to be able to take to Disney, my Disney trip, in an effort to not use my phone as much. I know that there's the app, the Disney app, that I can basically view all of my reservations and stuff in, but I wanted to try and use that as little as possible and be able to not only enjoy our time there, but not drain my battery super fast. So this was my attempt, I guess, at trying to use my phone less. So just to go through these items, these are Happy Planner, mini Happy Planner discs that I got. I don't remember, I think I bought these separately. This is from Sparkle Adventures. Actually, this background, and this background are all from Sparkle Adventures. They were digital. She has more as well. These are the ones I chose. So I just printed them out and laminated them as my covers, and then I actually have a Disney font that I got for free somewhere that I was using, so I use that here to do Disney 2019 and then our family name. Inside here I have a cut down Target adhesive pocket in the side that I just put some die cuts in from Coffee Doodles on Etsy. I could have probably done without this, but they were pretty cute, so I guess I don't really mind. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit here. I have my Chesapeake Bay Peace and Tranquility candle going right now because I'm having kind of a not super great day. So anyway, this is, I did cut this down. This is a sticker. This is from a Peach Life on Etsy. She also has an Instagram. She is super, super sweet. I am a fan of basically everything that she does. You should definitely go follow her on Instagram. I'll link her Instagram below. She is, her name is Tammy, and her craft space is seriously one of the most gorgeous craft spaces I've ever seen. Like, it's it looks like it's a craft space for a Disney fan, and you'll understand what I mean when you see it, but it is amazing. And she is just the sweetest person. So definitely go follow her, A Peach Life, on Instagram. And then she has her Etsy shop as well. So I got this, I think, with an order from, I got a jelly cover from her for my Hobonichi weeks. And this, I think, came with that. Or I placed, I don't remember. There was another order I placed too. This is also from her, another sticker. And then I made this using a cut file with my own vinyl. So I guess I made it because my Cameo technically cut it out. I didn't make the cut file, and I just bought some vinyl. But this is the same. So I have it on both sides. And then this is just some iridescent, I don't know what to call it, tissue. It's like iridescent tissue paper almost that I laminated. So these dividers I physically made, but the designs are all from Coffee Doodles on Etsy. There's 4 of the designs, and I basically used a different design back and front, and I made 2 copies of it. This is just like, I don't even remember if it was 28 or 24 pound paper with just 3mm laminate, so they're not like super sturdy or anything, but they did well enough. This is a sticky note from Shine Sticker Studio. I actually have this flipped around. This was the other way because my address information is on there in case I ever lost this at Disney. I had like a, this is who to contact if lost. And then in here I have my DIY vision board that I made to remind me about obviously our Disney trip, and to remind me to not spend all my money, I printed it on vellum and I laminated it. This divider is just laminate and a Disney post-it, little tiny post-it, bow post-it. This Mickey head is also a post-it, and then I have one that's like Mickey's glove. But I laminated it, and then I put like a Target adhesive pocket on that's open on the side here instead of how this one is open this way. This one is open completely to the side here. I have a die cut in here from Sparkly Paper Co., and this was just like my top tab essentially. Then I have another die cut in here from the Swish Peach. This is one of my favorite die cuts, period. It is the best day ever die cut. And yeah, one of my favorites. So I did have an expense tracker in here, but I didn't use it because we kept track of our purchases fairly well. So I didn't really use it. I may actually go back and put in our purchases that we made because I did keep all of our receipts. I want to see if the dining plan would have been worth it had it not been free. But I also kept track of, or kept receipts for all of our other purchases. So I may actually go through and write everything in here just for a memory of what we bought on this trip, because I am planning on keeping this as a memory to this trip. So this is, I was not showing this the first time around because it did have information about our stay. So this is just general information, when we're going, who was going, how many days, how many nights. The next page was our flight and our hotel information. And then these were our oh my goodness, our advanced dining reservations. I did change a few of them up, so there's some white out here, but I don't really care. So this was just to remind me what day, and then what restaurant, what time, and where it's located. So DS is Disney Springs. Hopefully you can see this. EC was Epcot. BC was actually Beach Club, because this is at Beach Club Resort. MK Magic Kingdom, you get the idea. It was for each park that we were at. So that was really handy. And then I also, in pink, wrote how many credits that was going to use. Since we did have the dining plan, we were dining with credits. We had the deluxe dining plan, actually. We got the free base layer main dining plan, and then we paid like $200, I think, to upgrade to the deluxe. And I guess we'll see if it was worth it. But I don't think it would be worth it if, I don't know if it would be worth it if it weren't free for the normal dining, but for, at least for us, not saying it's not worth it for anyone. And then here I just had a breakdown of the dining plan, what we got with everything. So since we were on the deluxe plan, we got 3 meal credits, 2 snack credits per person per day. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, quick service meals were 1 entree, 1 beverage. You get the idea. It's kind of a breakdown. So like for table service meals, for lunch and dinner, you got an appetizer, an entree, a dessert, and a beverage. Or if it's a buffet, you get the full buffet or family style. And this ended up being a lot of food. Like, we probably wasted more food than was worth the deluxe. And there were 4 of us. So that's part of why I want to see if it was worth it. This page was supposed to be for like other food we wanted to try, but I forgot to fill it in before we left. And then by the time I remembered, we were already there, so there's no point. I may go back and fill it in with like other food that we did eat, that we were planning or hoping to eat, like Mickey waffles. We hadn't had the Mickey waffles, kind of a thing. So I had my first churro while I was there, or churro from Disney, I should say, not first churro ever. And the Mickey ice cream bars, that was kind of the food that we wanted to make sure we got. So I might write that in there. This ended up being the most helpful page, period. This was our meal choices. So what we did is, because the dining plan does not include tips, we actually went through all of our advanced dining reservations and picked out exactly what we thought we wanted to eat. And even though we didn't always get what we thought we were going to eat, it did really help us because we were like, well, what did we pick? What sounded good to us at the time? So we went and looked at what sounded good to us, and we're like, you know what? That doesn't sound good. I'm going to get this instead. And we're awful at making dining choices. So like it takes forever for us to decide on what sounds good. So this greatly helps. So I definitely suggest doing this. Going through the menus at the places you know you want to eat, picking out what you think you may want when you go there, and then at least that gives you a base to go off of what you were thinking at the time, and either you get it or it helps you decide on what you do want. So this was incredibly helpful. The other thing that was helpful for us was writing down the fast passes. So this was all the fast passes that we had. We didn't make it to all of them, but that's okay. We actually ended up almost completely changing our Tuesday, and we didn't make either of these on Thursday. The majority of these, because I didn't plan them out very well, you should really do your fast passes in like succession. Like I have one for 9:20 and then one for 2:10 and one for 4:05, and that just is not a good idea, because once you get past your third one, you can make more fast passes past that. And because the times that I chose were times where there isn't much of a line, or earlier times have not much of a line, we ended up not using, I think, really any of these fast passes except for like these two maybe. Just because it ended up being faster just waiting in the line. So, but it was helpful to know what times they were at. And then back here is just a list of some souvenirs that I knew I wanted to try and pick up. We ended up really only picking up 3 of these things. So, but that's okay. We decided not to get some of them, and some of them weren't available, which was a bummer, but that's fine. It helped remind me of what I wanted to get. And then this next section, I just have a printout from Coffee Doodles on Etsy. It's a digital that I printed on vellum and laminated of the castle. I really like laminating vellum. I know the feel of vellum and the sound of vellum is awesome, but it's not super sturdy and it tends to rip because I'm not super nice on my things. So I like laminating it because then it's just a little bit more durable, but the biggest bonus is that I think it makes the colors pop a little more, which I really like. So. And then in this section, I basically journaled each day of what we did, which is going to be, I think, helpful in trying to memory plan. I already did my memory planning spread, but even when I keep this together, it's going to be helpful to remember what we did those days. So I really like that section. I was using this somewhere else, but since I didn't need it anymore, I put it back here. This is another just laminated page flag, and with another Target dollar spot pocket on it. And then I have a die cut in here from, I think, Mother, Me, and I Plans. And then this one is from Sparkly Paper Co. And my 2 most used sections. I'm going to go to this last section first. So this is just blank, cut down, 110-pound cardstock, basically. And what I did with this, there's a couple of them in here because I overestimated. I actually have a ton more, but I overestimated how many I would need. I'll go back to this section because this is where I put the done ones, but this is how we got our signatures, our autographs. So there's obviously Mickey Mouse, there's Goofy, Minnie Mouse. We did meet Daisy and Donald, but I forgot I had this because I was so caught up in my kid being scared of them that I forgot I had this, so they didn't get to sign, which is a bummer. Doc McStuffins, Fancy Nancy, and Vampirina, and Buzz Lightyear, which is actually a stamp. He hasn't signed anything. But I think that's really neat. If I decide to do this on our next trip, I can always transfer this to the next one and keep this still as my 2019 memory. Really quick, I have another Target dollar spot back here, adhesive pocket with a Coffee Doodles on Etsy magic band in the back and a Bookish Planning page turner Mickey balloon die cut here. That was a mouthful. But that's basically it. I referenced this actually, I referenced it not as much as I thought I would, but at the same time, more than I thought I would. I referenced it for things that I didn't think I would reference it for. Like mostly it was for the dining, like our dining choices, and the autographs is what I used it for the most, and I thought I would use it for like the fast passes and reservation times and stuff. But it did really come in handy. I really, really liked it. I think any special trip we take, even not to Disney, I think I'm going to make one of these because it's just so handy. I did bring it, by the way. I did have the bigger discs on it because I did have more of these autograph pages in here. Like I said, I greatly overestimated how many I would need. So I actually had big discs in here. If you recall, if you have checked out my channel or my Instagram before, you'll know I have this cover from Paper Alley that is made for this, but it's made for smaller discs, and since I put the bigger discs in, it didn't fit. But this is actually how I'm keeping it now, because I did also get the kit from Happy Scrappy from someone. So I actually changed the cover. I still have my cover on here, but these covers are way sturdier, and until I can find a reason to use them in a new micro, they're just kind of chilling out here. So I have the one in the actual pocket here, and that's the one that I've been keeping in there to keep it in the, oh my goodness, there we go, keep it in the jelly cover. But can we just talk about how cute this is? Like, I really wish I had not been so dumb and not taken the bigger discs and made a priority to have this jelly cover, because the thing that got really annoying not having a cover on this and having it just, even if it was this thicker laminated cover here, because I just had like 3mm, but this back cover of mine kept coming off. So I would have to try and find this in my backpack, and it was just so irritating. And this just, let's just leave it at this cover from Paper Alley would have greatly helped. She does, I believe, still have these available. I am a PR person for her. My code is Shayna15 for 15% off. I think she has a few left, or can still make some, I forget, but it fits my micro pretty perfectly, even my dividers in there. So I really regret not taking this with me, but this little thing came in super handy. I just wanted to share how I used it. So, I mean, I guess next time I won't need some of these sections. I could maybe make it a little different and see what happens. But that's all I've got. So thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you want to know when I post, hit the little bell for notifications. I will see you in my next video. Bye.